सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः, अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्द्रव्यत्व निर्मलम्, अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः, तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः।
Right now, the Purva Pakshi is showing the scheme for the mumukshu who wants to get moksha as per this Aika Bhavika Vada. In the 76th and 77th Avarta, the scheme regarding 4 types of karma is discussed. 2 karmas, that is Kamya karma and Nishiddha karma, should not be performed so that there is no further Punya Papa generated. And for the removal of the past Papam, whether it is performed in this birth or in another birth, Nitya, Naimittika and Prayaschitta karma of both types as and when required has to be done.
True, for what purpose?
For the removal of Papam.
What type of papam? You are telling 3, no?
Yes, then it is for me.
So in fact, when you started, you should have said 5, not 4. Because he is giving the scheme for 5.
All the 5, yes.
Okay, now restate.
Yes. So, between these 5 types of karma, 2 types, that is Kamya and Nishiddha karma, should not be done so that there is no further Punya or Papa. And for the removal of the Papa, in general, if we say, the other 3 types of karma should be done.
Removal is not a common word. One is the avoidance, other is removal. There is a difference between removal and avoidance. No?
So then we have to make 3 types.
Correct. 3 groups, yes.
So for the avoidance of any future Papa, this Nitya and Naimittika karma has to be done. And for the removal of the past Papa, whether it is of this birth or it is of another birth, this Prayaschitta karma of both types has to be done.
Correct. Now correct.
And now, after this, in the 78th Avarta, this Purva Pakshi is showing that this Sadharana Prayaschitta karma has got 2 types of results. And he says that this, first of all, he says that Sadharana Prayaschitta karma removes all types of Papa. And this we do not agree. Means the Siddhanti does not agree with this particular statement. As per the Siddhanta, Prayaschitta karma will remove certain Papam, but not all the Papams. And now the Purva Pakshi, for this establishment, he says that this Ganga, Snanadi, etc., which are given as Prayaschitta karma, will also become Kamya karma. For whom? For the person who is desirous of certain material benefit. Means for the Sakama person, this Prayaschitta karma has got 2 status. They are Kamya karma also and they are Prayaschitta karma also. Why? Because by the Shastra, this Ganga Snanadi are prescribed as the means for higher loka. Thereby they become kamya karma, and they are also prescribed as the means for the removal of the past papa. Therefore, they are also having the status of being prayaschitta karma. But for the mumukshu who does not have any desire for this higher loka, for that mumukshu, this prayaschitta karma will have only one status, that is only prayaschitta. And for that, he gives the example of Ashwamedha Yaga. This Ashwamedha Yaga is prescribed by Shastra for removal of Brahma Hatyadi Papa. Thereby it is Prashchitta Karma. And it is also prescribed by Shastra for getting Swargadi Phala. Therefore it is Kamya Karma also. In this manner, this Prashchitta Karma has got two states. And he draws parallel with Vedanta Siddhanta. He says that it is similar to what the Vedanta Siddhanta says. In Vedanta Siddhanta, it is said that all the actions, if they are done with Sakama Bhavana, then they will give rise to this material benefit.
They become the cause for samsara. That is how it is.
Yes.
Samsara karanani bhavanti.
Yes. So all the karmas which are done with Sakama Bhavana become the cause for samsara, this continuation of bondage. Whereas those same karmas which are done with Nishkama Bhavana, and here we clarify, Nishkama Bhavana means that the attitude of not having material desire, but the attitude of having the desire for moksha. With that attitude, when karma is done, then through Chitta Shuddhi, they become moksha karanam or moksha hetu. Thus, as per Vedanta Siddhanta also, a karma can have two different status based upon the bhavana. Similarly, in this Aikabhavika Vada also, or as per Aikabhavika Vada also, this Prashchitta karma has got two different status based upon the bhavana.
Sadharana Prashchitta.
Yes, Sadharana Prashchitta has got two different status. And he says, therefore, by the mumukshu, the Sadharana Prashchitta should be done, because they will remove the past papam which are unknown. And he further finally says that in this manner, this papam is nullified without the help of jnanam itself. So thus, the Purvapakshi talked about what to do with regard to this sanchita papam. But still he has not talked about what is to be done with regard to sanchita punyam. And for that, he says in the next avarta that for this mumukshu, this punyam which is generated by the past kamya karma is not the basis for result. Yes, it will not give rise to result. And for that, he says that it is so because. So for that, first of all, he draws parallel with the Vedanta Siddhanta. And he says that as per the Vedanta Siddhanta, when a karma is being done, at that time, if there is sakama phalecha, then there will be sakama phala.
Sakama phala
Only
means
phala.
material phala.
Yes, material. So when by the person,
Sakama icha also we don't say, no?
Yes.
Icha.
yes.
Phalecha.
So when a person with material desire does any karma, then he will get material benefit. Whereas a person who without any material desire does karma, he will not attain material benefit. Similarly, in this Aika Vada also, after the performance of karma or after the accomplishment of punya through some karma, the karma will not become phala hetu when this person has now become a mumukshu and is not having the desire for the result of those past kamya karma. And for that he gives the example. He says, just as some poor person might entertain or praise a wealthy person out of desire for some wealth, and then after some time, by any means, he has this bhagyodaya, means there is rise in the fortune. And we saw that this fortune can be in two types. Either he has got too much of money or he has got vairagya. Then in both the cases, means either of the case, this person will not have the result of that aradhana, means of that praise or entertainment of that wise person in the form of getting dhanam. Why? Because now either he has more dhanam than whomever he had entertained, or he has got the vairagya for that dhanam. So now he will not get the result. Similarly, a mumukshu who was earlier asakama, and who had this desire for some material benefit performed the kamya karma, but now being the one who does not have that desire, that punyam which is generated of that kamya karma will not give the result right now. And thus, based on this particular arrangement of how, of what is to be done with regard to these 5 karmas, and how this sanchita punya will not become phala hetu, we can understand that without jnanam itself, only through karma, a person can attain moksha.
The dhanam itself, or even without dhanam itself, doesn't have a meaning.
Yes, even without.
Achha, can you tell me what is he drew the parallel between Vedanti's view that phaleccha sahita karma will give material benefit, and the phaleccha rahita karma does not give phala. That is the Vedanti's view. And his view, what is the difference? He drew the parallel with last time text 79. Yatha Vedanta Siddhante Karmanusthana Kale Satyameva Phalechchayam Tat Karma Swargadi Loka Phala Prapti Hetur Bhavati Phalechcha Bhavetu Swargadi Phala Prapti Hetu Na Bhavati Tatha Eka Bhavikavade. So in Vedanta Siddhanta and Eka Bhavikavada, is there any difference or not? Means the situation he quotes in Vedanta Siddhanta and the situation he wants to justify in Eka Bhavikavada, is there any difference? Is question clear?
No, sir.
Is question clear to you?
Now,
Tell me, what is the difference?
I think what he is getting at is we can cancel the order.
I'm not clear about it. It's difference
See,
regarding what?
See,
That I'm not-
difference regarding Drashtanta. He gives the Drashtanta of a Vedanta Siddhanta situation. What is the Vedanta Siddhanta situation? That if a person has the desire while doing the karma, he will get material benefit. If he does not have desire, then he will not get the material benefit. That he takes as the example.
Yes.
And he draws something in his point, but there is a difference.
Yes.
What is the difference?
The difference of the timing of this phaleccha or purushecha.
How?
As per the Vedanta Siddhanta, the phaleccha which is making the difference has to be at the time of the performance of the karma. Whereas this Aikabhavikavada is saying that if the this purushecha, which can be phaleccha also, even after the performance of the karma also, if it changes, then also the result will change. Whereas that is not the point what Vedanta says.
Correct. That's the difference. So he says, just as in Vedanta, depending upon the desire sankalpa person has, the result of karma will come. Material benefit will come or it will not come. Only chitta shuddhi will come. So he said, we are extending. He said, not only while doing karma, what desire is there, that will decide the result of karma, even after. So even after karma is completed, in which janma? Past janma. Past janma karma is done and we want to cancel the order. Then also you can cancel. It is something like you have ordered some food and before it starts from the restaurant, you can cancel the order. That's what Vedanta is saying, practical fellow. Whereas this person says, even after it comes, you can say no. That's something like that. So extension, extra facility there. Clear? Yes, that is the difference. Yesterday also I told this, that he is extending what he draws from Vedanta a little bit. And उसपे थोड़ा पानी डाल देता है. So extending. Okay. Just to know the difference. Okay. Now in the next avarta, he is answering the question regarding prarabdha. What about prarabdha? Because prarabdha punya papa is there. He has answered so far what? The sanchita karma he has answered. And this agami karma he is not going to do, which will create punya papa. So agami karma in the form of this, the pratyavaya or the papa born of nishiddha karma, they will not be born. Sanchita karma, papam will be destroyed by prayaschitta, and this punyam, sanchita punyam, born of kamya karma, will be destroyed by changing is or dropping the desire for the material benefit. So now question is regarding prarabdha. So everything you so far good. And now what about prarabdha? So in the next avarta, he gives the answer regarding prarabdha and also he consolidates the entire view that moksha program by proper management of karma, he consolidates in the next avarta. So it is not only prarabdha, he gives the entire vyavastha, the entire management of karma in this avarta. So he is consolidating the paragraph. Mumukshoho prarabdham prabhogena nashyati. The prarabdha karma, prarabdha here refers to punya papa that has started giving the result. That prarabdha of mumukshu, the seeker of freedom, bhogena nashyati, is destroyed by going through the experience. Alright, now he explains. Vartamana janmani kamya nishiddha karmananushthanat urdhva adholoka praptihi na sambhavati. Now he is giving the entire vyavastha. He will talk about prarabdha also. But now he is giving entire vyavastha. What he says? Vartamana janmani, in present birth, kamya nishiddha karma ananushtanat. So, kamya nishiddha karma ananushtanat. Because of non-performance of kamya karma and nishiddha karma in the present birth, urdhva adholoka praptihi na sambhavati. The attainment of higher loka and lower loka is not possible. This does not happen, will not be possible. So that part is over. Urdhva loka prapti, adholoka prapti will not happen. So the one basis for punya, one basis for rebirth is cancelled. Then janmantariyanam prarabdha phalanam nishiddha kamya karmanam bhogena eva kshayaha. The exhaustion of nishiddha kamya karma, the exhaustion of the karma, here karma refers to punya papa. Punya papa born of nishiddha and kamya. which are prarabdha phala, that has started giving the result. And this Nishiddha Kamya Karma, when they were done, Janmantariyanam, acquired in other Janmas. The exhaustion of Punya Papa, born of Nishiddha and Kamya Karma, which were acquired in other birth and which has started giving the result, their Kshaya, exhaustion, is Bhogena Eva, by going through the experiences alone. Bhoga means Sukha Dukha Anyatara Sakshatkaraha. Experience of pleasure and pain is called Bhogaha. So Bhogena Eva Kshayaha. Alright. So in simple words, Prarabdha Karma, which is Punya Papa, acquired from the Kamya Nishiddha Karma, done in the past Janma, and which has started giving the result now, Bhogena Kshayaha. Alright. So Urdhva Loka Prapti is not there, Adha Loka Prapti is not there, because Kamya and Nishiddha are not done in this Janma. Prarabdha, Bhogena Eva Kshayaha. And Siddhanti cannot object this because Siddhanti also accepts this. Yatro bhayo samo doshaha pariharopi vasamaha. So they also have, Siddhanti also has this, so he cannot object. Then further, Nitya Naimittika Karma Nanusthana, Nitya Naimittika Karma Ananusthana Janya Pratyavaya Rupa Papam Tad Anushtanena Mumukshoho Na Jayate. The papam, pratyavaya rupa papam. The papam in the form of pratyavaya. Papa, which is called pratyavaya. The papam born of omission is called pratyavaya. So pratyavaya rupa papam, which is janya, born of ananusthana, non-performance of nitya naimittika karma. So papam in the form of pratyavaya, born of non-performance of nitya naimittika karma, mumukshoho na jayate. That pratyavaya rupa papam is not born for this mumukshu, the seeker of freedom. Why? Tadanushthanena, on account of or by the performance of them, like paying the tax. See, the problem born of not paying the tax will not happen to this person. Why? Because he's paying the tax. So tadanushthanena, by the performance of those two actions. Tad refers to nitya naimittika karma. Alright, then janmantara sanchita nishiddha karmani sadharana prayaschittena nivartate. The karma, janmantara sanchita nishiddha karmani. Here every time karmani should be understood as the papa or punya accordingly. This janmantara sanchita nishiddha karmani, the punya papa born of the nishiddha karma, which were acquired in other birth, janmantara, in other birth, that nivartante, go away. How? Sadharana prayaschittena, by this general prayaschitta. Alright, and janmantara sanchita kamya karmani tu mumukshoho ichha bhava deva palam na prayachanti. And kamya karmas means punya born of kamya karma acquired in other birth, means person did some kamya karma in the past janmas, and those kamya karmas would have given rise to punyam. That punya karma phalam na prayachanti. That punya karmas do not give the result. To means, however, mumukshoho, for mumukshu, this punya born of kamya karma done in the past janma do not give the result. Why? Ichha bhava deva. Because mumukshu does not have the desire. Because of the absence of desire on the part of mumukshu, for mumukshu, the result in this punya karmas do not give. Punya karmas born of kamya karma in the past janma do not give the result to this mumukshu, because this mumukshu does not have desires. He has explained this in the 79th, that sanchita kamya karmana phala hetu, that is which is restated. Alright. So now all vyavastha is done. Tasmat, therefore, since this is the right management of karmas leading to moksha, therefore, mumukshuna nitya naimittika sadharana prayaschitta rupani karmani anushtayani. Now he is clearly telling what is to be done. Therefore, by mumukshu nitya naimittika sadharana prayaschitta rupani karmani, the actions in the form of nitya naimittika and sadharana prayaschitta should be done. And what about asadharana prayaschitta? He said, Vartamana Janmani Buddhi Purvam Acharita Papa Karma Kshayartham. For the neutralization, Kshayartham is for the neutralization of the Papa Karma which is done deliberately. Buddhi Purvam means deliberately. For neutralization of the Papa Karma done deliberately, Vartamana Janmani, in the present birth. Asadharana prayashittam, specific prayashitta api anushtheyamal eva, that also should be performed. Alright, so full vyavastha is given. So clear picture, what is to be done, what is to be dropped. Now where to go into and where one has to withdraw from and what is to be avoided. Alright. And here we can, to make the topic complete, we can say Tena Jivanante Sarva Karma Shunyata Bhavishyati. So, because of this arrangement, because of following this scheme, there would be zero balance of karma at the end of one's life. And by that, what will happen? Atma Swarupavasthanam, Atma Sthitihi, and Saeva Mokshaha. And that alone is moksha. Alright. So far, a standard model of Ekabhavikavada is given. Standard model. Now, modified version. 4 modified versions are given. Because standard version, like that Microsoft, they bring out some window. It has some problems. Therefore, they bring one more, no? One more. So similarly, this Purvapakshi, now he brings out 4 modified versions to make it more appealing to the audience. Alright, and that is given in the next khanda where 4 options are given. Modified version, like Windows 95, Windows 2000, like that. So, but then what it was, 7 was there, no? Something, some 7, 9 was there. Huh? Windows 7 was there. So 10. So like that, he is bringing out different versions. Okay. And what he says, title, Mumukshoho Prayashchittam api Anavashyakam. Now he wants to give some discount. What he says, for Mumukshu, Prayashchittam also Anavashyakam, unnecessary. Means if you want to get moksha in our view, and even if you don't do Prayashchitta, still you will get moksha. So in the previous version, Prayashchitta was required. Like in the previous version of this window, that certain things you have to do it. Now we say you don't have to do, computer itself will do. Our system will take care of the Prayashchitta karma. So he said, Muksho Prayashchittam api Anavashyakam. And Tippanikara will explain that why he gives option. Very interesting is that. Athava, or means what? When standard model of Ekabhavikavada is given, now optional alternative model is presented. Therefore, Athava, Mumukshuna Nitya Naimittika Karma Matra Manushteyam. By Mumukshu, only Nitya Naimittika Karma is to be done. Prayaschitta karma, prayaschitta rupam karma tyaktum shakyate. The karma in the form of prayaschitta, expiatory karma, tyaktum shakyate. By saying shakyate means if you do, fine. But if you don't do, also fine. Tyaktum shakyate. It is possible to give up. Nahi kiya to bhi chalega. Alright. And that why he is saying like this, that Tippanikara says in the footnote. Tippanikara, not footnote. Tippanikara says, Tippanikara says in the Tippani. साधारण असाधारण प्रायश्चित्तानुष्ठाने अत्यंतम श्रमम उपलभ्य. This Ekabhavikavadi or Purvapakshi who argued based on Ekabhavikavada, he is a karta. Finding that Atyantam Shramam, there is lot of exertion in what? Prayaschitta Anusthane, in the performance of Prayaschitta. Which Prayaschitta? General and specific. On finding that and finding lot of exertion in performance of general Prayaschitta and specific Prayaschitta. People must have come and told, see, we wanted to follow your Ekabhavikavada, but in your Ekabhavikavada, lot of Prayaschitta, general Prayaschitta every day there, and every now and then we commit mistake, and so for that we have to do asadharana, and some you say Ganga Snanam in morning we have to go, winter, बहुत problem है, बहुत complaint आया. So Atyantam Shramam Upalabhya. This Ekabhavikavadi or this Purvapakshi who resorted to Ekabhavikavada. He was selling this Ekabhavikavada. So he found a lot of Shramam. He himself, because he has to follow, he himself find हमको भी problem होता. Atyantam Shramam Upalabhya. Having found the intense or extensive, intense exertion, lot of exertion, Swamate Mumukshu na pravishet. So, in my view, Mumukshu will not enter. Iti matva. Having considered that possibility, that हमारे गुरुकुल में आएंगे नहीं लोग. So, iti matva, Purva Pakshi, the opponent, mokshartham upayantaram lagutaya kalpayati. So, Purva Pakshi kalpayati. Kalpayati means presence here. Imagines, presence. Upayantaram, another way for moksha. Another way for the purpose of moksha. Lagutaya, in a smaller version. As with smaller version. Or with smallness, means in smaller version. So, the Purva Pakshi imagines or presents the Upayantaram, another method for the purpose of moksha with smallness, with minimization or as smaller version. Means he thought that Prayaschitta provision is little difficult for people. Like people use Windows and they will ask feedback. Then people will send, oh, is me a problem. Acha, next time we will change it. That's what they do. That's how they change. So here also they found that Swamate Mumukshuna Pravishe. Like some Gurukulam, no? I remember one person was telling that that head of the ashram or the coordinator, whatever, he wanted this person to go to that ashram and study. But this person said, I will not have any rules at all. I will talk to everybody and whatever I want to do. Then that coordinator said, at least you attend the classes. Baki sab chalega. Because he wanted a number. I remember when I heard, I said, my God, this is what is done. So he says, you attend the class, that's all. Baki your notes likhna, following other discipline not required. Otherwise people will not come. He said, I will not come. So that's what in many ashrams they reduce. Because hum karenge, if we enforce the discipline, people will go away. So nobody will be there. That's what they lower the standard. That one person was telling me. He said, one double graduate, means MA, master who had done, he was looking for a girl. So his expectation was that she should be also master, MA, postgraduate. Try kiya, hua nahi. Did not happen. Then he lowered down his standard. So what they बोले कि graduate भी चलेगा. So 1 year उसमें भी search for graduate girl, didn't get. Then बोले SSC पास चलेगा. तो SSC मिला नहीं, पर A standard चलेगा, तो भी मिला नहीं. Then बाद में से कि we will give the teaching of alphabets. बोले अक्षर ज्ञान हम देंगे. थोड़ा सा करना पड़ता है ना लोअर. That's what in marriage market, that is how happens. Earlier person will have a very big list how my spouse should be. Slowly that list shrinks. For the list में कुछ रहता है. He should be a boy or she should be a girl. That much. So that much. This is how it happens. So this is. When I read this, I really like this. Swamate mumukshu na pravishaya. And therefore he dilutes his vision. Pujya Swamiji had told, I think to Swami Paramarthanand, when he started teaching, when he came from Sandipani and he started teaching in Madras, in one of the letters he had written, wording I don't remember, but he of this effect, that just to appease the students, you should not dilute or compromise with your teaching. बोलो कि यहाँ तो सब भक्त लोग हैं, तो if to tell them that न कर्मणा मोक्षः न जप नाम जपे न मोक्षा, then they will go away. So मैंने बोला कि उससे भी हो जाता है. That we should not do it. Just to appease the student, retain the number, don't compromise with your teaching. That I really love that. What a beautiful suggestion. Because initially when you go to new city, you may have that eagerness to be accepted by at least a moderate number of people. So that compromise is done. The students will say that Swamiji, this time is not suitable. Evening is not suitable. ठीक है, morning करेंगे. No, Swamiji, morning is not suitable. Mid morning करेंगे. That much compromise, okay. That compromise you do it. One person, Swami Brahmatparaji was telling that when he went to one place, he started his classes, and at that time, one person, very rich man, he perhaps wanted to learn something. Then he told Swamiji that I want to learn. So Swamiji said, I am free during this time. Then he said, बोले के this shopkeeper has to see the convenience of the customer. Because he himself was a very rich man, shopkeeper, businessman. So he like as if he was teaching the principle of business to him. So what is the mindset? That is not a correct mindset. So here, this is Purva Pakshi does like this. There is mumukshuna praveshaditi matva lagutaya kalpayati. Okay, and you will see that how much dilution happens. That's the first dilution. Okay. Tathahi. The explanation follows. That prashittam karma tyaktum shakyata. How it is possible? So in your original ingredients, prashita was required. Now prashita is gone. How moksha will be possible? नहीं बोले हो जाएगा. कैसे हो जाएगा? How it will happen? He said, मुमुक्षोः संचित निषिद्ध काम्य कर्माणि निष्फलानि भवन्ति. यथा वेदान्तिनां मते ज्ञानिनः संचित कर्माणि नश्यन्ति इति उच्यते, तथा एतन्मते अपि निषिद्धानि काम्यानि च वर्जयित्वा नित्यनैमित्तिकानि अनुतिष्ठतः अस्य मुमुक्षोः संचितानि सकलानि अपि कर्माणि क्षीयन्ते. See, prashchitta was prescribed. For what purpose? For neutralizing the past kamya karma, prashchitta karma, past sanchita karma. Now he says, for mumukshu, sanchita nishiddha kamya karmani nishphalani bhavanti. For a mumukshu, nishiddha and kamya karma which are acquired. And nishiddha kamya karma acquired means what? The punya papa born of nishiddha and kamya karma in the past janma which were acquired, nishphalani bhavanti. They become fruitless. Means they would not produce the result. For a mumukshu, sanchita nishiddha kamya karma would not produce the result. And therefore what? Prayaschitta karma, this sadharana prayaschitta karma which was prescribed to neutralize the sanchita karma is not required. So sanchita nishiddha kamya karmani nishphalani bhavanti. And therefore you don't have to do it. Okay. See, all of a sudden he discovers that nishphalani bhavanti. Earlier also he could have said. But so now he said sanchita nishiddha kamya karma. And every time we have to remember, when it says sanchita nishiddha kamya karma, it means the punya papa born of the sanchita nishiddha kamya karma. Sanchita means acquired. Okay. Now he says, somebody will say, how can you say like this? Karmas are done and they will not give the result. बोले वेदांति के लोक में भी ऐसा होता है. So whenever he has problem, बड़े लोगों का नाम ले लेना बस. So यथा वेदांतिना मते, just as in the view of Vedantis, ज्ञानिनः संचित कर्माणि नश्यन्ति इति उच्यन्ते. For a wise person, sanchita karmas are destroyed. In this manner it is told. तथा एतन मते अपि, similarly in this view also, निषिद्धानि काम्यानि च वर्जयित्वा, having avoided निषिद्ध कर्मा and काम्य कर्मा, नित्य नैमित्तिकानि अनुतिष्ठतः अस्य मुमुक्षोः. For this mumukshu who is doing only nitya naimittika karma and avoids the nishiddha karma and kamya karma, for that mumukshu sanchitani sakalani api karmani kshiyante. Because of his alert living, that he does not do nishidha and kamya, therefore his sanchitani sakalani, all acquired karmas, sakalani karmani, all acquired punya papa which were done in the past. So all acquired karmas, punya papas, kshiyante, are destroyed. Like, if somebody is now following very disciplined life, does not do anything wrong, and does not even go for any indulgence, then what happens? Slowly, auto akramam he has done, slowly people will forget. He is now, exonerated. They say even they reduce the punishment based on good behavior in the present. So similarly, he says, now this fellow is following this disciplined life. Nishidha and Kamya are not done. Only Nitya Naimittika are done. So such a mumukshu, sanchita karmas are kshiyante. How is it possible? He said, for Vedanti, for Ekdani, sanchita karmas are destroyed. Do you accept or not? Yes. Similarly, for us also, for this mumukshu is a special person. For him, these all are destroyed. So when this version was given, he thought it will sell well. So then there is a problem. And what is the problem? Because of which he gives the next window. Window 2 he produces. That is given in the next. The basis for the next version is given in the footnote 2. Avashyam anubhuktavyam krutam karma shubhashubham na bhuktam kshiyate karma kalpakoti shaterapi ityadi shastra viroda pariharaya purvapakshi samadatte. He said there is a shloka. Somebody may object quoting this shloka. Shubhashubham karma kritam, the right or wrong action which is done in the past, avashyam anubhoktavyam, should be experienced, means its result should be experienced. Avashyam means necessarily. Any punya and papa acquired in the past should be exhausted. Anubhoktavyam should be exhausted through experience. Avashyam, necessarily. Na abhuktam karma kshiyate. The karma which is not exhausted through experience does not perish, is not destroyed. Na kshiyate. kalpa koti shatairapi. Even by hundreds of crores of kalpa, not even janma, kalpa, the cycles of creation. The period of cycle of creation is called kalpa. Hundreds of crores of kalpas go away, but that karma which is not exhausted through experience, which has not given its result, will not be destroyed. So this shloka, ityadi shastra virodha pariharaya, for removing the contradictions with such scriptural statements, Purva Pakshi, the opponent, Samadatte, gives the answer. So when he brought out this window 1, the refined version, that question came. So now this question came, the Shastra Virodha will happen. For that he said, okay, now I will give you another answer. What is the answer? Athava, or Sanchitani kamya nishiddhani karmani sakalani api sambhuya ekameva anya janmat prayacheyuhu mumukshoho. Atah mumukshuna vartamana janmanaha anyat ekameva janma pratipattavyam bhavet. Well, okay, now what I will do, little bit charges I will increase. In our program, earlier I told only this janma. Now I am saying only just one more janma. So this janma, you follow all discipline, and for exhausting the past karma, one more janma. That's all. Only one more janma. What he says? Athava. Sanchitani means accumulated. Kamya nishiddhani karmani. Kamya karma and nishiddha karma. Here also we understand punya papa born of kamya nishiddha karma. Sakalani api, all of them, sambhuya, having come together, having gathered. Ekameva anya janma prayacheyuhu. All those sanchita karmas of the past would give rise to prayacheyuhu, means would give ekameva anya janma, only one another birth. To whom? Mumukshoho, to mumukshu. Only one more birth will be given. For what purpose? For clearing the past account. In this life you have lived very clean life. You avoided kamya karma, you avoided nishiddha karma, so new punya papa you did not generate. And by prarabdha, by experience, you have exhausted prarabdha. And pratyavaya also would not come because you have done nitya nimitik. You did well. But what about the past? For that past karmas, nishiddha karma and kamya karmas, which you have done before this understanding of disciplined life came to you, for that just one janma you have to give. So he said that those karmas, sanchitani kamya nishiddhani karmani, would give one more janma to mumukshu. And therefore what? Ataha. Therefore, mumukshuna vartamana janmanaha anyat ekamaiva janma pratipattavyam. So by mumukshu, only one janma, which is different from the present janma. Only one more janma different from this present janma should be attained by mumukshu. Pratipattavyam bhavet means would be attained by mumukshu. Means only one janma more he has to attain. But then you will not be called Eka Bhavika Vada. For that we will tell, he will say Eka Bhavika means this. For a mumukshu, when he starts living disciplined life, then he has to take only one more janma. Therefore Eka Bhavika Vada. Then will be justified. So only one future janma is talked about in this Vada. Therefore this Vada is called Eka Bhavika Vada. Only one future janma for this mumukshu. एक ही जन्म में मोक्ष है, एक बस जस्ट वन एक्स्ट्रा. अदरवाइज पीपल से मनुष्याणाम बहुनाम जन्मनाम अंते देसे, हमारे को बहु जरूरत नहीं. So many are not required, only one is enough. Therefore our eka bhavika vada. Okay, so this is the second version. Now the second version is or from the new second version, modified second version, otherwise the third version. Now, in the second modified second version also there is some problem. What is the problem? That is said in the Tippani, which will lead to the third version, third modified version. Aneka paraspara vilakshana janma prayojaka aneka karmanam phalam ekasmin janmani asambhavitam iti shankayam sadrishtantam aha. He says, somebody may raise this objection. The modified second version, also some problems are there. What is the problem? He says, karmanam phalam, the result of aneka karma, many karmas, which are prayojaka, which are the cause. Cause for what? Aneka paraspara vilakshana janma. The cause for many and mutually distinct births. Result of many karmas, which are the cause, which are having the causal status for many and mutually distinct janmas, ekasmin janmani, in one birth, asambhavitam, is impossible. Means what he wants to say, that this person, you are telling that sanchita, nishiddha and kamya, all sanchita, nishiddha, kamya will be fructified in one janma. How is it will be possible? Because one sanchita, nishiddha karma should give him this donkey's body. And this kamya karma, punya, should give him the body of the deva. So how can he exhaust those two opposite karma, which are supposed to give two opposite bodies, opposite experience, can be exhausted in one janma? Is it clear? So the karmas, the result of many karmas, which are supposed to give rise to many and mutually opposite, mutually distinct janmas, how they can be exhausted in one janma? Ekasmin janmani asambhavitam. That doubt is raised. Iti shankayam. When such doubt is raised, then this person, this Purva Pakshi, he gives the samadhanam sadrishtantam with an example. Sadrishtantam uttaram aha. What? Athava. Or sanchitani kamyan, athava yogi kaya vyuhena iva mumukshuhu api bhavi janmani ekasmin eva sakala sanchita karmabhihi yugapat aradhananta sharireihi janmantara sanchita ashesha karmanam phalam anubhavitum shaktuyat. Now he gives the answer. That is not a problem. All sanchita karmas, which are of varied nature, some are punya, some are papa, some are mild, some are very strong, all of them will give rise to many bodies. After the fall of this body, it will give him this many bodies at a time. So in one janma, he will have many bodies. And through different bodies, he will be exhausting different sanchita karma. See, he will have the body of Deva, so he will be exhausting this kamya karma phalam. He will have the donkey body, through which he will exhaust the nishiddha karma phalam. Mild one he will enjoy with his manushya shariram. No problem. So like one actor can have double role, triple role, 7 roles. We are giving modern example. He gives the classical example. He gives the example of yogi. In Yoga Shastra it is said that yogi, because of his sadhana, he gets the power of assuming many bodies at a time. In fact, we hear this, that about Sadashiva Brahmendra it is said that he took samadhi in 2-3 places. He came to this place and took samadhi, another place samadhi. So now controversy will be that which one is the original. So possible. He said that this from Baba also, they said this Baba was here and he appeared there also in Germany. One person told me he appeared in Germany. So all these are possible. Whether that was right or not, but this is accepted traditionally. So just as one yogi can assume many bodies and have different experiences, similarly this mumukshu, because of his leading this disciplined life of avoiding kamya nishiddha and doing nitya naimittika karma, he will have next life with many bodies at a time. And through those many and varied bodies, he will exhaust many and varied sanchita karmas, born of many kamya karmas, many nishiddha karmas. So no problem. That is what he said here. Athava, or so he is becoming more and more little bit complicated. He is more and more mystical. So because you have to resort to something. Regular things cannot handle. So he goes to that. Yogi kaya vyuhena iva. Just as the yogi, a meditator, kaya vyuhena, vyuha means samudaya, by the group of bodies. Iva means just as a yogi through the group of bodies. Similarly, mumukshuvu api, even a seeker of freedom, bhavi janmani, in the future birth, now one more birth in that bhavi janmani, ekasmin eva, in one future birth alone, sakala sanchita karma bihi yugabat arabda ananta sharirehi, by simultaneously born innumerable bodies through sakala sanchita karma, all accumulated karmas. So through the innumerable bodies which are simultaneously produced by all sanchita karmas, through those innumerable bodies, janmantara sanchita ashesha karmanam phalam anubhavitum shaktuyat. Connect with mumukshu. Mumukshu would be capable. Mumukshu api shaktuyat. Mumukshu also would be capable of what? Anubhavitum, experiencing. Phalam, the result. Result of what? Janmantara sanchita ashesha karmanam. The result of all the karmas which were acquired in other lives. Clear? Janmantara sanchita ashesha karmanam phalam anubhavitam shaktuyat. Kaha? Mumukshu. So mumukshu would be capable of experiencing the result of all sanchita karmas. The nishiddha karmajanya, kamya karmajanya, all sanchita karmas acquired in the past. Through what? Through innumerable bodies. And how these innumerable bodies will be produced? These janmantara sanchita nishiddha karma. By all the karma, janmantara sakala sanchita karma. By all sanchita karma, innumerable bodies are there. And through that you will experience. No problem. Alright. So this he thought, wonderful idea he gave. But for that also there is some problem. And therefore, fourth one. The objection is raised to this third one. What is the objection? He says, Yadi aneka janmarchita sukruta karma phalam sukha rupam युगपत अनेक जन्मनि उपभुज्येत तर्हि दुष्कृत कर्म फलम दुःखमपि भावि जन्मनि भोक्तव्यं भवेत् इति मत्वा मुमुक्षुः स्वमते न प्रविशेत् इति तत्र प्रवर्तयितुं लाघवात् अयं पक्षः उपन्यस्यते. Now also somebody who want full benefit, that person will have the objection. When third version was given, that see in next janma, like yogi, you will assume so many bodies at a time, produced by all these sanchita karmas you have done in one go, the whole account will be finished. Then that person, opposite member, he also is like this. So he says, but see, I will be enjoying this punya phalam, means I will be having the comforts, some joy through these very exalted bodies. I will become a rich man in somebody and I will devas, gandharvas, etc. That is okay. But I will be becoming donkey also, no? I will be becoming some dog who is beaten because papa karma. So that also I have to suffer, no? So it is not that is only enjoyment. I alone will have all the bodies. So just as I will be enjoying the joy, happiness of exalted body, I alone have to suffer because of the inferior bodies. Means my suffering will not be over by your view. So means you imagine it is like something somebody who was in AC for 1 hour and he is asked to go out in the hot sun. What will be his situation? So imagine that one side you am getting very much all Ramba Urvasi dance, and here somebody is beating me. What a situation! I will go crazy. One by one करो तो कोई problem नहीं. ये तो at a time, you know. Like somebody is pampering you, massaging, other somebody is beating your side. What will be? Isn't it? That's what he said. My condition will be like this. So that, and therefore he said, I don't like this your view. So this Purva Pakshi is afraid that these fellow people will not come. People will call me crazy. Therefore he says, okay, now let us have a latest version. Now last version he is going to give. So Purva Pakshi, Purva Pakshi to Purva Pakshi's view is given, and as an answer to that opposition, Purva Pakshi will give the fourth view. So that is given in this Tippani. What is the problem in the third version? And as an answer to which the fourth version will be introduced. Third version problem. Yadi अनेक जन्मार्जित सुकृत कर्म फलम सुखरूपम युगपद एक जन्मनि उपभुज्येत तर्हि दुष्कृत कर्म फलम दुःखमपि भावी जन्मनि भोक्तव्यम. If अनेक जन्मार्जित सुकृत कर्म फलम, the result of good action acquired in many janmas, and that result is sukha rupam, in the form of happiness. Yugapat, simultaneously, aneka janmani upabhujyeta, would be experienced in, so not aneka, eka janmani upabhujyeta, would be experienced in one birth. In one birth, in so many bodies, I will be experiencing happiness as the result of many good karmas. So somebody in some, I will have Gandharva body, or this Deva's body, and some rich man in the house, on the earth. So many happiness I am experiencing. It is experienced in one life. Tarhi, if that is so, then dushkruta karma phalam dukkham api bhavi janmani bhoktavyam. Then the dukkha, which is the result of wrong action, that also should be experienced in the future birth, where I have got so many bodies. Bhoktavyam bhavet means would be experienced. Iti matva, considering this problem, mumukshuhu, the seeker of freedom, swamate na pravishet, will not enter into his view. Mumukshu will say, no, I don't want this. This is worse than what I am experiencing. At least now I have got at a time either pleasure or pain. Now if I have got pleasure and pain simultaneously, and that also through many bodies. Is one body pain and one body is pleasure, perhaps I could handle. But many bodies pain and many bodies pleasure, I will go crazy. So I don't want your view. I don't like your scheme. And therefore Mumukshu will not enter into his mata. Iti, therefore, tatra pravartayitum, to promote, motivate the seeker to enter into that, one's own view. Tatra means swamate, pravartayitum, to motivate the seeker into one's own view. Laghavat ayam pakshaha upanyasyate. This view with minimization is presented. Laghavat means on account of minimization, pravartayitum laghavat. By minimization, promoting the seeker into his view, ayam pakshaha upanyasyate. This view is presented. Or this view with the minimization is presented. Means the mini version is presented. That's what in product it happened. No, earlier when we had a computer, huge, whole room will be full of computers. We used to have, I remember in our library rooms were used for keeping computer, huge. And now we have got laptop and palm top. So that's why it is now Laghavad Ayam Pakshaha. Because of the minimization, because of the benefit of minimization, this view is presented. Or Laghavat Tatra Pravartayitum Ayam Paksha Upanyasate. Is it clear? Laghavat can be the Hetu for Pravartayitum, or Laghavat Laghavat Prayojanat. Because of the purpose of minimization, this view is presented. So next version is presented by Laghavat, because of the benefit of Laghava. Laghava Labhat Ayam Paksha Upanyasyate. And what is that? We will see the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.